Master about 6 metres away into third placing. Well, you couldn't imagine My Handsome Fella coming off the fence this far from home. He's quite content once again to sit in behind the Specialist, who's having a very good run in front towards the turn at the 1150. Lead time 24.2, first quarter 32.5, and the trio race down the straight towards the 1,000 metres with still in front the Specialist. Over 4 or 5 metres to My Handsome Fella. He's had a pretty good run. He's itching to come off the fence now. Ken Day on My Handsome Fella. So for the first time in the race now, he draws up within 4 metres of the leader and comes off the rail, and poking up on the inside is Sportsmaster travelling third. No more than about 8 metres that cover the field now. Out of the straight they race inside the 750. Second quarter in 31.4, and the Specialist, he's had a very good run. 6 metres clear on the outside. My Handsome Fella just for a stride there. He hung leaving the straight, and Sportsmaster is a metre back on the rail and third. Along the back inside the 500 metres they race, and the Specialist, he's been well rated by Brian Gaff. He's 2.5 metres clear. On the outside, My Handsome Fella. Ken Day starting to tap him up on the outside, followed by Sportsmaster. He's back on the rail and needing a run. Will have to pull to the outside on the home turn. 250 metres out. Third quarter in a flying 28.6. It's the Specialist in front. Brian Gaff, he's looking around. He's still over 3 metres in front. My Handsome Fella, he's under the whip on the outside, and Sportsmaster cannot get a run. At the 150, it's the Specialist, 1.5 metres. My Handsome Fella is slowly bridging the gap, followed by Sportsmaster. It's the Specialist pulling out something. He's 1.5 metres, 2 metres, 3 metres. He's drawing away, and the Specialist leads all the way. Wins 3 metres to My Handsome Fella, and Sportsmaster has run third and last.
Getting down towards the 2,000 metre starting point. Good line-up. Blue light flashing, they're off and running. Super Cruiser began well, but Armbro Dick went to the lead from Barley Boy and Super Cruiser. One poking up over on the outside of those and gaining ground up around them. Down on the rail would be No Accommodation. Out wide, Farmer's Daughter from Paradise Pete from the Terrace. And Flyaway Brigade brought up the rear. Casting the home turn astern the first time and commencing the run down to the judge where they'll have 2 to go. And Super Cruiser was the leader, and it showed out about a length to Armbro Dick. Farmer's Daughter out wide with Paramount Park in the centre. They were being followed back along the rail then by one there would be Flyaway Brigade, Barley Boy, Paradise Pete, Elamana, and last of all was from the Terrace. Over towards the 600 they travel, and Super Cruiser and Farmer's Daughter matching strides out in front. No Accommodation on the rail, Paramount Park on its outside, followed by Flyaway Brigade and Armbro Dick together. 2 away, 2 Barley Boy in advance of Paradise Pete from the Terrace, and Elamana brought up the rear. They travel the back and make the run down to the corner. A lap and a quarter left before them, and Farmer's Daughter the leader, and neck 2 Super Cruiser. They were followed by No Accommodation on its outside, Paramount Park. Next was Flyaway Brigade with Armbro Dick. Barley Boy was in behind that bunch, followed then by Paradise Pete, and the last pair were Elamana and from the Terrace. Around the corner and making the run of the judge, the bell lap coming up this time in the final event, and with the outside running, Farmer's Daughter the leader. Super Cruiser down on the rail second, followed then by Paramount Park. On the paint was No Accommodation, Armbro Dick, Flyaway Brigade, Barley Boy, Paradise Pete, and the last pair Elamana and from the Terrace. They've got 600 to travel, and Mordew has Super Cruiser the leader. 3 parts of a length to Farmer's Daughter. No Accommodation snookered down on the rail. Paramount Park was next from Flyaway Brigade, Armbro Dick, Barley Boy commencing a forward move. Along the rail went from the Terrace, Paradise Pete and Elamana brought up the rear. 400 out, and still the leader was Super Cruiser. Over Farmer's Daughter, No Accommodation can't get out. Armbro Dick, Paramount Park making a run. Flyaway Brigade trapped in the centre of runners. They were followed by from the Terrace, Paradise Pete, and still Elamana was last of all. They're about to turn for home, and Paramount Park was the leader. Coming at it now was Armbro Dick. It's Paradise Park and Paramount Park, and Armbro Dick settled to fight it out. No Accommodation getting out and rattling home, but Armbro Dick hit the front down near the wire, and Armbro Dick won the money. Paramount Park second, No Accommodation third, followed by Barley Boy, Flyaway Brigade, Paradise Pete, Super Cruiser, Elamana, Farmer's Daughter, and from the Terrace last in.
Right, that's the last at Maitland, and the numbers there for...
Nothing interfered with. Deerham still galloping and misses it a long way as Charming Knight comes out of the gate very quickly. Walks Alone began well, and they'll battle it out for the lead. Walks Alone is hustled along the fence, holds Charming Knight deep and leads into the first corner. Walks Alone from Charming Knight, Buin Express third. The Injector out 3 deep on the outside of Supreme Trust. Then Hasty Henry inside of Tudor's Return, followed by Red Hills, Battle Blaze. 2 lengths to Gilston Glen, and Deerham after that early trouble is 15 lengths away at the tail of the field. Walks Alone the leader down the back at the mile marker by a neck over the Injector, and a length and a half to Charming Knight chasing up onto the back of Walks Alone. 2 lengths to Buin Express, a half to Supreme Trust, and a length and a half to Tudor's Return around Hasty Henry. Then 1 to Red Hills, 1 to Battle Blaze on the inside of Gilston Glen, and a long break to Deerham with 1,300 to run. Lead time was 36.6, and Walks Alone shows the way. Drew a length and a half in front of Charming Knight, and a neck away the Injector. Another length to Buin Express on the inside of Supreme Trust. Hasty Henry awkwardly placed on the rail. 1 to Tudor's Return, followed by Red Hills around Battle Blaze. Gilston is second last, and Deerham last of all as they race past the judge and the bell. 30.9, first split of the mile. It's Walks Alone, more than a length to Charming Knight, and 1 to the Injector facing the breeze. Another length and a half to Buin Express, who got away from the fence onto the back of the Injector. Hasty Henry went up on the rail, and then Supreme Trust, Battle Blaze, Tudor's Return, followed by Gilston Glen, Red Hills, and Deerham's about to tack on at the rear. 31.9, second split of the mile. Walks Alone takes them down the back. 650 to run, and Walks Alone more than a length in front of the Injector, again sneaking up a little closer. Charming Knight third, locked up on the back of the leader. Tudor's Return peels out 3 wide, begins to rush. Then Buin Express, Red Hills right behind Tudor's Return. Hasty Henry trying to work into the clear from Gilston Glen, Battle Blaze, Supreme Trust, and Deerham. Walks Alone in the Injector, taken on by Tudor's Return, and Tudor's Return charged to the front at the 250. Race 2 in front of Walks Alone. Then came the Injector, Red Hills, and Gilston Glen on the outside, but Tudor's Return nicely clear at the top of the lane. Gilston Glen about to run to second from Red Hills. Tudor's Return in front. Red Hills and Gilston Glen are battling on, but Tudor's Return holds them at bay. Tudor's Return beat Red Hills, Gilston Glen third, then the Injector, Buin Express, Walks Alone, Battle Blaze, Hasty Henry, Charming Knight, and a long break to Supreme Trust, and Deerham was last of all.
That solid quote. Ready. Off. Away and racing in the last. Vital Morris began well. It's trying to head off Tukey's Express from out wide going forward. Hard is Steady Boy the favourite. Vital Morris gets to the rails first. Steady Boy's 2 metres clear, but Vital Morris has the inside running. Third was Tukey's Express. They're at it up front, and Vital Morris went up in the air for a stride. He got down quickly. Toffee Talk was 4th. Then illuminating the inside. Further back, Sun Khan. Favourite can't get to the front. Then Innovative. Springton flies around them early, but they're going hard. Well back, White Tango and Lockley Noir the inside. Well, he grabbed hold on Steady Boy, but they really did use up some petrol in the early part. Vital Morris leads. Steady Boy second. Now Tukey's Express is off the rails. In fact, Steady Boy is also off the rails. Sun Khan's parked out 3 deep. Getting up on the inside behind them, illuminating. Springton Flyer's been virtually 3 wide from the outset. Toffee Talk on the outside. Lockley Noir the inside. And White Tango comes 3 deep, and as they swing into the straight, what last of all was Innovative. Well, they're going as they come down the straight. 30.6 the first quarter. Vital Morris the leader. A couple of metres Sun Khan. Now Steady Boy's got the 1-1 trail. Illuminating's off the bit on the rails. Tukey's Express next on the outside. Lockley Noir the inner. Springton Flyer's been out 3 deep and going nowhere for a while. Then further back in the field, Toffee Talk, Innovative on its back, and 3 deep White Tango. They head to the back. Vital Morris went the second quarter, 31.1. He's going all right too, Vital Morris. He led 4 or 5 metres. Sun Khan illuminating. Steady Boys under pressure on the outside. Lockley Noir needs a run. Here comes White Tango around the outside. Tukey's Express held up. Springton Flyers going with White Tango. Innovative from well back, and last now was Toffee Talk. Off the back with about 3.50 to run. And Vital Morris led. Sun Khan's under enormous pressure to get on terms. Then illuminating Steady Boy can't win. White Tango, Springton Fly still run on. Innovative right around the outside. Vital Morris led from Sun Khan, illuminating running on. White Tango, Innovative out wider. Lockley Noir the inside. Vital Morris getting tired. Illuminating Sun Khan, grab him. Illuminating gets up. Illuminating's one ahead. Sun Khan. Vital Morris gets third. Then Lockley Noir close up behind them. Innovative Springton Flyer in a line. Then White Tango, Tukey's Express, well out of it. Toffee Talk and Steady Boy, the favourite, one of the last to pull up.
Cabriolet and Gordon Gecko. All set now, race 9, Channel 7 claiming stakes over the 1940 metres. All set. Ready for a start, they're racing. Cabriolet, as usual, shows early speed. My Mazeppa from one is driven out with the whip, trying to keep out Cabriolet. Rainbow Rocket splitting the pair third. Then JC fourth, followed by Able Seaman. Socializer races a little bit deep, followed by Victory's Fill. Gordon Gecko settles down second last, and Andy Bush dropped out to last. My Mazeppa goes through and leads Cabriolet by 6 metres at the 1600. JC getting right up on the inside to be third. Lead time 23 seconds. Pulling out now 3 wide. Rainbow Rocket had the 1 by 1. Works up on the outside to tackle My Mazeppa for the lead at the lap and a half mark. Able Seaman gets to fifth, about 6 metres away, 1 off the fence, followed by Victory's Fill. Then Socializer, Gordon Gecko, and Andy Bush is back at the tail. Rainbow Rocket working overtime on the outside of the lap and a quarter. Takes on My Mazeppa and works to the front now. After using up plenty, it's Rainbow Rocket in front by 8 metres to My Mazeppa. 6 metres away, Cabriolet on the outside, always without cover. JC on the rails had a very good run. First quarter in 29.9. Pulling out now Socializer, followed by Victory's Fill. Gordon Gecko races third last on the rail, and 8 metres away, Andy Bush. Inside the 1,000 they race. Rainbow Rocket in front, 6 metres. Socializer zooms up on the outside to be second within 2 metres. My Mazeppa third, being hard driven. Cabriolet goes past it. JC angles 1 off the fence, trying to, bumping with Able Seaman for a stride. Third last in the race, Victory's Fill. Gordon Gecko is second last, and last is Andy Bush. Second quarter, 31.4. Inside the 600, Rainbow Rocket still 5 metres in front of Socializer. Cabriolet on the outside is now 3 wider. Socializer comes off the fence again. Then Able Seaman, Victory's Fill. Gordon Gecko now seeing daylight. JC needs a run, followed by Andy Bush, and dropping out of it, My Mazeppa. Inside the 400 metres before the turn, Rainbow Rocket gone. Socializer hit the lead by 3 metres to Cabriolet. Then Victory's Fill. Able Seaman boxing on. Gordon Gecko now pulls to the outside, followed by JC. Then Andy Bush, and tailed off My Mazeppa. Third quarter, 30.5 at the 180. And Socializer, he's got a big lead. He's 10 metres in front. The danger now, Gordon Gecko starting to knuckle down on the outsiders, coming it after Socializer quickly. Socializer in front. Gordon Gecko ranged up on the outside, put his nose in front, right on the line. And I reckon Gordon Gecko in the last bound has beaten Socializer. Victory's Fill third, then JC. Andy Bush in behind them, followed by Cabriolet, Able Seaman, Rainbow Rocket, and My Mazeppa's run last. Judge calling for the photo, race 9, Channel 7 claiming stakes.
That's it. All ready to run. Light is on. Racing, and Joy's Romeo skedaddled out of the line, chasing the gate, and went looking for the rail. Rambling Alto began very quickly. Great Balls of Fire, Chief Band, and Fast Away. Then came the King Hit, who's very deep going into the first turn, and Bourbon Twist driving up on the fence. Twar Flex between horses, a length and a half to Tiara Nugget on the outside of the Night Hawk. Butte Brute is second last, and Winner Chip had drifted back to the tail of the field. Rain begins to fall as the field in the last heads to the back, and Great Balls of Fire took over at the Tea Trees in the 1750. Leads by a length and a half to Joy's Romeo. The King Hit 3 deep is now sliding into the death. Chief Bandon fourth will get cover from the King Hit. A length away is Rambling Alto on the fence. 1 to Trois Flex, 3 back in the running lane. Bourbon Twist on the rail on the inside of Tiara Nugget, and then the Night Hawk. Butte Brute is second last, and Winner Chip 3/4 away at the tail of the field. They ambled through the first section, 37.6 the first split, and Great Balls of Fire is the pilot at the 1250. Leading by 1 over the King Hit and a half length to Joy's Romeo on the fence behind the leader. Chief Bandon fourth, 1 out 1 back on the outside of Rambling Alto, and Tiara Nuggets the first rusher. Out 3 deep, Tiara Nuggets charging forward, and Butte Brute's trying to go behind him. Bourbon Twist is on the fence on the inside of Trois Flex, then the Night Hawk, and Winner Chip last as they race past the judge and the bell. 33.4 first quarter of the mile. Great Balls of Fire tackled by the King Hit 1 wide, and Tiara Nuggets gone up 3 deep. Joy's Romeo on the fence behind the speed. Chief Bandon fifth and waiting behind them. A length away Rambling Alto, followed by Butte Brute, and then came Trois Flex. Bourbon Twist on the rail from the Night Hawk, and Winner Chip's a length away. They quickened up to 30.8 for the second split. Tiara Nuggets wide and running to the lead at the 600 metres mark. Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fires under the whip. The King Hits in the centre, then Chief Bandon, followed by Joy's Romeo, Trois Flex, Butte Brute, the Night Hawk, Rambling Alto, Bourbon Twist, and Winner Chip. Now the King Hit hits the lead. The King Hit 3/4 in front of Great Balls of Fire. Trouble back in the field. Winner Chip galloped. Tiara Nugget very wide. Chief Bandon's out 4 deep before the bend. Joy's Romeo and Trois Flex behind them, waiting for a run. The King Hit in front at the top of the lane. Drew a length in front of Chief Bandon. Trois Flex trying to thread his way through. The King Hit leads with 100 to go from Chief Bandon. There's nowhere for Trois Flex to go. The King Hit in front, and he wins. The King Hit first. Trois Flex grabs second. Third might be the Night Hawk from Chief Bandon, and Bourbon Twist on the outside. Joy's Romeo on the rail. Then Rambling Alto, Great Balls of Fire, followed by Butte Brute, Tiara Nugget, and Winner Chip was last of all. 242.8. Number 10, the King Hit, driven by Jeff Dawson, is the winner. And the